Bro, the top four race is actually getting interesting. And it's basically what 3 or 4 games to actually go, right? So look, Aston Villa, they've actually kept their hopes of actually finishing in the top five. Premier League finish firmly alive. Youri Tielemans, once again, he's on target. He proved to be the difference against Fulham in a very close encounter at the Villa Park. So Tielemans, it was actually a great header from Tielemans. It was from a John McGinn corner kick. Basically, it was very early in the game. I think it was like before the 15th minute mark when Tielemans actually scored that goal with the header from a John McGinn corner to actually ensure that Unai Emery's side actually stay level on points with Chelsea and Nottingham Forest on the table, right? And it was actually a vital 3 points for Emery's side, who are actually looking to return to the Champions League after they run to the last 8, this season, which was ended by PSG, right? So it's when you look at this particular game, Aston Villa had a lot of chances. They missed a lot of chances, several good chances to actually put the contest way to bed. It was a pretty nervy afternoon for both teams, especially the home fans, because it meant like defeat for Fulham. On the other hand, may have well dashed their dreams of actually European football next season, because Marco Silva's side are currently in 8th, but the result actually means that they are now 9 points adrift of Villa in 7th place. You understand what I'm saying? So actually now that means that Fulham, there's no European football for them next season, because there's only about 3 or 4 Premier League games to actually play before the end of the season, and Villa actually edged the opening exchanges, seemingly putting so much intent to actually put their disappointing Wembley showing in that 3-0 defeat to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final firmly behind him. You understand? And on 12 minutes, the hosts were actually ahead when McGinn's inviting corner from Tielemans, headed it promptly, which just basically it was like it hit the roof of the net. You understand? Yeah, and Bernard Leno actually had no chance of actually saving that one. It sparked so much jubilation across the Villa Park. And the Belgian midfielder, it's no secret that he has actually been very crucial for them. Again, he went close shortly before the halftime break with that effort from distance. But on that occasion, Leno was actually on hand to actually tip the ball behind. You understand what I'm saying? So Aston Villa were the better side in the first half, to be honest with you. But it did still kind of feel like it was a close game due to the fact that Aston Villa didn't take their chances, like I said, And had they took their chances, this game would have been way beyond Fulham. Yeah, and Fulham, yes, they did have chances of their own. They had the ball in the back of the net, courtesy of Ryan Sessegnon, but the goal was then ruled out for, correct. It was actually a correct handball. I did see that one. It was actually a handball, and great call from the video assistant referee. And look, you look at even the visitors. They trail Liverpool as well as Manchester City for most points gained from losing positions in the league this term, in this particular season. So they were actually beginning to grow into the context, in the contest very soon. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when you look at it in the second half. Harry Wilson also, he wasted a couple of promising opportunities before Watkins even had another good chance to actually double Aston Villa's lead. But Leno was actually pretty much equal. He made a couple of great saves to actually keep the Londoners in this tie. So it was actually a closely fought finish in this game, to be honest with you. You understand? Very close. But Villa actually had the better chances. It's no secret that they did have the better chances.